Welcome to Vanguard Gifted Academy's educational channel. I am Elizabeth Blaetz, the head of school at Vanguard Gifted Academy. We are on our 6th episode, and today I want to talk about the major question that people have once they figure out they've got a gifted child. What do I do now? This is a question that often comes up. You don't know where to go or what to do. And gifted parents also don't have a big community of other parents to ask. You know, when you're potty training your child, you've got lots of parents that have advice on potty training, but you aren't going to have a lot of community of parents to give you advice on what to do now. So let me just give you some good information. Giftedness is often tested with IQ testing. I want to tell you, you really should not give your young child IQ testing. IQ testing is valid after the age of 5. There's lots of programs that you can enroll your kid in to help them explore different learning opportunities before 5. We take children at Vanguard Gifted Academy for kindergarten. This is not what's going to happen in the public school, but we understand young gifted learners and that their need to be in a program of full education all day long. So watch that IQ testing. Don't do it too early. When I read an IQ test, it helps me understand what are going to be your gifted child's strengths and what are going to be their challenges. Be sure and talk to the psychologist afterwards. Ask them, what do you think is going to be good for my child? And understand that if they say your child needs a higher level of education, they probably won't specifically say gifted education. The higher level of education doesn't automatically come with a private school. So you really have to do your legwork, and you have to go to the schools and talk to them and find out what do they know about gifted and how do they serve gifted learners. Remember, they spend all day, 5 days a week in school. So finding that right fit is really important. So as you're looking at schools, be sure and visit in a classroom. If their school is teaching to higher level giftedness, the questions will be much more open-ended. They will be, how would you react in that situation? Have you ever seen this and what did you think? Or what did you think will happen next? Those are open-ended questions. So if you're in a classroom and you get a chance to hear those things, those are the types of questions that you're going to realize that teacher is really reaching to the higher level the learners in the classroom. Remember, the child is going to school every day, all day, but they also don't have a choice. When you're in a job that you don't like, you can find another job and you can leave. The child doesn't have that option. And so the importance of you making those choices, if it's not a good fit, make the choice, take them out. Because if it's not a good fit, it really isn't serving your child and it really is harming your child. So you need to think about that and consider taking them out and finding a better fit. Options include homeschooling. If you feel like that's something that's up your alley, that's an opportunity to really run the race with your child and let them learn at whatever speed that they're willing to learn. I think there's a huge advantage of going to gifted school. A lot of schools will say, oh yeah, we serve them. We have a specialist in that. I always say, if you're gifted 24/7, not 1 hour a week. So I have a story about a boy. I spent a year on the phone with the mother talking back and forth, and she started to talk about her boy and what he was going through and how the teachers were identifying all his shortcomings and not realizing he was gifted. And I knew the story by heart. I'd heard it so many times before. And so she brought the boy to visit, and he's just such a delightful boy. But she said he was not himself, not even at home anymore, because he tried so hard to fit into a school that didn't recognize who he was. And she said the school called her on a daily basis, emailed her on a daily basis about his behavior because he could not tolerate it, so he ran and hid. The boy was hiding in the school. They'd have to lock down the school. You can understand the problem the school was having. But it was because the boy wasn't being served. This little boy came here, and within the first week, his shoulders were 2 inches lower, and his smile was broader. And his mom came in, and it was the most heartwarming day. She came in and said, "Thank you very much, Mrs. Blaetz, because I've got my boy back. He's happy. He wants to go to school. He knows that the other kids appreciate what he has to share. He knows the teachers will help him with the things that are hard for him and let him run the race as fast as he wants to in the things that he wants to grow in." She said, "This is the school for my child because he is recognized for who he is here." Raising a gifted child is a journey, and it's been very fulfilling for me to hear from you about this journey. So if you're interested in any topic, let us know. Communicate with us and tell us what you'd like to learn more about. And until next time, thank you so much for tuning in.